From the art of the deal to keeping it real. Live from the Simply Vegas studios, it's The Power Move with John Gafford.
Back again. In 2 weeks in a row, man. Got the whole band in the studio. I'm loving it.
Hard to do.
I'm loving it. You got me, John Gafford, your host, lead singer of this ensemble.
I was thinking more of like the
tambourine
steel
player,
drum player.
The triangle player, whatever it is.
Steel drum.
On the bass to my left, the Bulgarian mongoose, Colt Amidan. Steel drum, Colt Amidan. And across the way on lead guitar, Chris Four Top Connel. Okay, sure. So why are we calling you? Why did I call you Four Top?
I don't know why we're calling. No one's. The royal we doesn't call us anything.
That's it. No, I'm good. So you weren't there, Colt. So we go to the. Well, you weren't there because I didn't invite you, I guess.
Thanks.
Okay,
asshole.
Scott had wait, how am I going to spin this where I'm not bad too?
Yeah, wait a minute. Right, no. I didn't get the invite either, by the way.
Scott had invited me to go out on Monday and was like, oh, let's go somewhere. We'll go to like a show or do something like Super Frico or something like that. Just check something out. And then I looked at the schedule. I'm like, oh, good news and bad news. Bad news is we're not going to like Super Frico, but the good news is there's a hockey game. And of course, I have tickets. So, I'll take you to the hockey game because technically Scott asked me to the hockey game with my own tickets in a weird sort of way.
You feel like he's trying to dig himself out.
Pretty hard. No,
I'm not.
Yeah. Chris, did you get invited?
John usually tries to sell me his tickets.
Yeah.
Never.
I got one for you.
I have invited both of you have sat in that seat next to me.
Yeah, it cost me $300.
No, it did not charge you for the ticket. The blasphemy and lies. So anyway, as we're at the game, I get the text from Connel, the far shot that we're there. And he says, I didn't reply fast enough, I guess, for your liking. I didn't. Because I looked up to your seats and I didn't see you.
It was that whole period later.
I know, but I didn't see, because it was a good game. But I didn't see you where you normally sit. And I was confused. So I was like, you here? Because then I thought maybe he gave his tickets to somebody who knew me. And then they sent a picture to him of me. And then he sent it to me. And I don't know. I was singing. But anyway, long story, boring.
Digging himself
out
of this hole.
After
you know
the
what
game,
I did Friday night? Nothing. Because I didn't get invited by anybody.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Dang, Colt.
Be nicer, Colt. Maybe be more empathetic.
Nope. And guess what?
Have a higher
Thank
EQ,
you, everybody, for not inviting me.
Think both of you.
Exactly. It's just plans you didn't have to turn down.
Yeah, I didn't have to make up any excuses. It was great.
Yeah, it's easy. You just got to sit home by yourself. And
I could post what I wanted to post, and I'd be like,
and do that. But anyway, so towards the end of the third period, I start getting texts from Connel. Go to the El Nasir or whatever
don't even talk.
The Salt Bay joint is.
Wasn't my choice.
Yeah. So anyway, we roll into that place, right? We come rolling in there, right? Oh, going to meet Connel over at this place. I would have gone to Bavette's, had some bacon at the bar, been happy about it.
That's such great bacon.
I know, but we go to this place instead, go rolling up. Where's Connel? At a Four Top with two other people. Come meet us, and he's at the Four Top.
Three other people.
Sorry, yeah, you're three other people.
I was going to say, what's wrong with four if you got two and two? It's perfect.
But he invites and then says, so that's Four Top.
I wasn't like, hey, John, I'm throwing this big party over here. I got a VIP
yes,
section.
You were. Yes, that's what I read.
Come here after. I thought we were all going to stand at the bar and have cocktails and wait very long time for that terrible service. Yeah. You think Chili's?
What was bad? What I read when I read the text was, John, I miss you terribly. I can't wait to spend some quality time with you.
Both were true things.
Over a cocktail.
You know what I read?
Four Top. Nothing.
Fucking nothing. Invite me.
Because you got nothing.
I got big plans this weekend.
The people we were with wanted to sit down and eat at 11 at night or whatever.
And let's get the review of the old Nasser. How do you say it?
Nusret.
Salt Bay.
Nusret. Nusret is a Turkish chef. And who became prominent because he spills salt all down his sweaty arms.
Oh, it's so gross.
Onto your
hairy,
and then like slathers it in gold, and somehow that makes it good. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. So what's the over under on that joint going out of business, Colt?
I already lost.
Been open 2 years?
I already bet on it being closed.
Year and a half. Year and a half. I'd give it another 6 months.
Maybe a year it's been open.
Were you surprised Sushi Rock didn't open up again down there?
I was. That was a cool spot.
I was very surprised. It was always super busy.
Yeah, and the upstairs was neat.
Super loud, though.
Yep.
Yeah, I liked it. Except for, I like that, John. I thought it was good. Except for there's always like that one weird performer guy. And like I would go in there and we would be eating and he'd be like across the room. I'm like, man, don't make eye contact. Don't make eye contact. And then of course you make
some
like
card tricks or something?
Yeah, you make like a second of eye contact and then he'd come prancing over and doing whatever kind of weird little show he was doing right in front of you.
Like John and I at the Hotel Moscow bar.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't make eye contact.
Do not make eye contact. You're going to lose. You're going to lose your
doing
spleen.
some different magic tricks there.
Yeah, the only other time I can remember trying desperately not to make eye contact at a bar, I think I told you about it years ago. We were in New Orleans, and on Bourbon Street. There's a divider where let's just say the preference in women changes dramatically north of this street. And it's Mardi Gras Day, and my wife is like, "Oh, I got to use the bathroom," and we happen to be up there, and she thought it'd be easier because the women's room would be less occupied in this said bar. It's like 4:00 in the afternoon. It's not like it's 3 a.m. We go in, I walk to the bar, and all I can see is I see two bare feet, just 1, 2 to the left and right of me on each side of my drink facing me. I'm like, not looking up. I could see in the calves there was some gyrating going on over man. I'm like, not looking up, not looking up, not looking up, not looking up, not looking up. Slowly backed away, head down from the bar, slowly eased out. And yeah, my wife thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, getting mushroom stamped is worse.
True. That is worse. But you know what's totally worse, guys? Let's talk about this today. Today we're gonna talk a lot about our/industry, which is real estate. Which is there's a dramatic change happening right now in something in the industry, and it's a lot of guys are trying to hold on to the old ways, man, the old times. I mean, I remember, when I first got in this business back in, '06. That's what I like to say. That's the old time way to say it.
You can get 4 rods to the hog's head.
That's it. You walk uphill to the office.
Both ways.
You'd walk in and something about real estate, because it's a weird business, right? There's not a lot of other businesses like this where you work in such close quarters and are friends with your competitors. Right? And there's normally a lot of you in a relatively small space. So when people think they got the secret sauce, man, they got the juice, whatever it may be, they were very protective of that. And it created this scarcity mentality, this scarcity mindset that I got to hang on to mine. Right? And over the years, as an owner, as a broker, you've had to deal with situations where this person stole my leads, or that person stole this, or this person, and it's like, the feelings are genuine when people are upset like that, but very rarely is it the case that actually occurred. And if you think about it, if you stop for 1 second and you think about it, it's like, what are you even complaining about? Like, do you really think this person can completely ruin your business? And that's the attitude that so many agents have.
Yeah.
And so many
sometimes, but look, I back in the day, it did happen a lot more. Yeah. And it was where times you're about to throw hands because it made you look bad as, hey, why is this guy reaching out to me now, right, from your office? So there was some bad looks, but it wasn't that, oh, he's going to steal my client. Yeah. It's kind of like golf, or my brother was on U.S. ski team, right? They're competitors and they're best friends. Mm-hmm. So you might not do good, but the other guy does good. You have real happiness, right?
I think there is a little bit of a difference there, because if you get first place or 7th place, the stipend's always the same.
Well,
everybody's making the same money.
In real estate, it's
your sponsorship.
Yeah.
In real estate, it's a difference between a Cadillac Eldorado and a set of steak knives. How come Roma doesn't have to?
Want to see third place? Third place is?
You're fired. So, no, it is. It's because it's your livelihood. It's very directly related to certain things. And that's why there's a lot of backstabbing. That's why in personal injury law, which I do, there are people that are doing things called capping. They're paying tow truck drivers. They're paying police officers. They're paying stuff to get them the Glengarry leads, to get them in touch with people who've been in accidents. It's illegal. It's immoral. And now the people, have to go after them. So you're in an industry and you are fighting for kind of what's out there, right? Some people do it with millions of dollars of billboards. Some people do it by being actually good lawyers, developing a reputation for going to trial and winning. So things like that in this industry, it's different. But as a realtor, what are your differentiators? Yeah. There's not like, oh, that's the realtor you give to who advertises well, but he doesn't actually do his own sales.
Yeah.
Right. Or this is the realtor that actually go down and do home inspections with you. There's very little differentiator. You're in sales. You're selling a dream. You're selling, a lot of things. People don't realize a lot goes into it, but at the end of the day, that is what you're doing. So it's hard to differentiate yourself. So competitive edges, are going to be very slight. And sometimes people think that they got this one thing or something and it's going to push them over the edge, and it doesn't.
Well, I think if you look at in the age of information, if you will, whatever it is, the age of information, how it works. If you look at people that I know that are outside of the real estate space that do exceptionally well, I think about my buddy Dan Fleischman a lot. And Dan throws, there are, masterminds for this and seminars for that. And there's all these masterminds and all this stuff. And, you come and it's, $9.95 for the general ticket. You can get the $2,000 VIP ticket. You get this. And there's a lot of events thrown by a lot of my friends that are just like that. Right? What does Dan Fleischman do? Dan goes out and throws these elevator nights where 1,000 people come in, and he brings in the best speakers that all do it for free. I've done it. We all go in and do it for free because Dan's just trying to genuinely help people. Doesn't charge anybody a nickel. Everything is on his dime. He pays to rent the rooms. He pays to rent the facilities, all that stuff. He doesn't charge a dime. And when you look at someone that has gotten where he is, how far he has gotten, the connections that he has, the wealth that he's been able to accumulate because of just being a giver.
That mindset.
I think that's the mindset that more people need to have. And the people that have the scarcity mindset are never, if it's never enough or you've got to cling to what you have, you're never going to get to that next level.
You never feast with a scarcity mentality.
No, you can't.
And if you have that where you think people are going to steal your client, then you better be better at your job.
Way better.
Just be good. Just work hard. Be a good person. This is why I'm not afraid of AI. Mm-hmm. I'm not. We've talked about these things all the time.
He's got such a great crossover, though. I know you took second place in your 3-on-3, but great.
I don't mean Allen Iverson.
Oh, no?
I meant artificial intelligence, but I did take second place in a 3-on-3 tournament. I'm still, if you could tell, I'm holding my leg because everything hurts. We're old, but we're mean and smart. Because if you're old, mean, and smart, you've learned some things along the way, and you can mess up these young bucks. That's what we did. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. But no, what I'm saying is,
well, let's talk about that for just a second. I'm going to get you off point because how far are these guys flying when you're throwing the butt on them? When you're throwing the hip on them.
I move oceans and mountains.
You only probably got to do it once before they just.
You do it a couple times and they go, what?
Yeah.
That's not fair.
And then they try to put the hand on the lower back and then bridge. They try to do a lot of stuff. One guy thought he was going to be super aggressive, so he literally got behind me and he stuck his head under my arm because they weren't being terribly judicious with calling fouls. So I literally dropped a headlock on this guy. I dropped a headlock and I walked him up the court, and the guy was freaking out because he couldn't get out. So where was this turn? Was it at Folsom?
No, it was at Silver Springs Recreation Center, the city of Henderson. And so
Mean Streets of Hendo, baby. That's how we do it.
But we were murking some kids, and the organizer came up to us after, and he goes, "Hey, I really appreciated the way you guys played because those kids have never actually ran up against real adversity." Because when I'm throwing a screen on somebody, that's adversity. This is 280, and kind of leaning into it a little bit near the end, a
little extra, just a little something on the end of it.
You go this way, I go this way. So it was a lot of fun. It made me feel like I was still a relevant lion.
Oh my God, dude! I got to tell you this, and again, a little maybe off topic. So my son had his first lacrosse game on last Wednesday or Thursday, and they played what was the best team in Vegas for the last several years, and they just boathoused them. Yep. They crushed them. And I got to tell you, my kid's been playing lacrosse now for a couple of years, and you see some hits, but I've never seen anything that I was like, whoa, until this game. So there was a kid that was maybe, I'll call him 5'10", $155.
Still what I'm going to call him. Reasonable.
5'10", big 55. Goes running. He's on our team. He's got the ball in his cradle. He's got it in his stick, and he runs into a kid that was probably 6'1", 195.
Okay, so remarkable.
Much bigger defenseman, much bigger with a short stick. He hit him so hard. Not only did the bigger kid go flying, he broke his stick in half.
That's called fundamental hitting.
Bang! And this kid went flying and his stick broke in half, and our kid never dropped the ball. And I was and you hate to do it as a parent, especially because they're kids, but you're like, woo, like 3 feet from Manhattan. Like 3 feet from Manhattan. And so I did feel bad for the kid.
How did he run through that guy?
He just ran over.
He got low.
Yeah, he got exactly.
He got low.
Low man wins. Low man wins. So yeah, if you're thinking your kid's going to play lacrosse and there's not going to be some violence out there, I saw it. It happens.
Oh, I love that game. That has got to be the most underrated sport in all of sports right now.
Oh, it was great.
Is box lacrosse.
So?
Oh, you've never been to a game. That's why you.
Oh, yeah. I like lacrosse.
Have you been
played
to an indoor lacrosse game?
It's one of the most violent sports. It's box lacrosse.
It's ridiculous. You can smash somebody who's on the ground with your stick.
Yeah.
You can beat them. Colt, it's your game.
Yeah.
I love it. But what's the game that they're in the long haul throwing
Highlight. Okay.
That's
have
an
you never been to
amazing
Highlight? Have you been to Highlight?
It's
I've
getting
seen
big
it a lot, but
again.
I've never gone to the Miami highlight.
Miami's got the league coming again.
The Orlando Highlight Fronton is what it's called, where they play Highlight. Now, we used to go to the Highlight Fronton when I lived in Orlando a million years ago. Now, you could get regular tickets to get in for $1, or you could get VIP for $3. Yeah. And just to let you know, the crowd, VIP, a little sparse.
A little empty still.
Not many people in VIP, right? It's too much to swing for the $3. But if you've never been to Highlight, what it is imagine going to the dog track, right? Where you're yelling at the dogs and they actually understand what you're saying. That's pretty much Highlight, because you're like number 35.
It was all funded by the cartels and stuff back in the day. That was a drug dealer.
Oh, dude,
a big Cuban.
A buddy of mine knew a girl that dated one of the guys. So we always would go out and he would get the dirt from her, like whose girl just broke up with him, who was out partying last night, what it was, because it's not exactly the cleanest betting sport there is.
It's the fastest game in the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That ball's made of wood going 140 miles an hour.
Yeah, fastest sport, fastest game in the world.
Great. Love it. Highlight's great.
Highlight.
There you go.
There it is.
But yeah, no, to get back to what I was saying.
Yes. Sorry.
No, that's why I'm not terribly that afraid of AI. No. I think that we're in a people business, and people are always going to want people to be doing what they want them to do.
Right. Well, your business will change a little bit,
sure,
right? But you have to adjust, right? And it's funny because these guys that sold real estate from the 80s till 2006, nothing changed.
Yeah.
I mean, interest rates came down. It just got better, but nothing changed. There was really no ups, downs, technology, nothing. I mean, 20 years, you could run your business the exact same ways.
Yeah.
I've been in this
and there's
20
people
years.
still doing that.
And I've changed my business at least 8 times.
What's your fax?
Well,
yeah.
Oh, God.
Just got somebody ask me.
Oh, God. What's your fax?
I had to get a prescription. And they're like, the only way to do is fax us this. We'll sign it. Refax. I go, I don't have a fax machine.
There are 2 ways I know. There are 2 things that can happen in a real estate transaction where I know I'm in for a very long day.
What's your fax?
AOL email address or Yahoo
AOL.
or Yahoo email address. Either way, it's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day. But one of the things I said, you're talking about, I heard you were talking about AI and attorneys. I heard a very factual thing that I thought was very apropos for AI, which was they said traditional lawyers are not going to be replaced by AI. Traditional lawyers will, however, be replaced by lawyers using AI.
Sure.
That's what they said. So
it'll supplement lawyers.
It's kind of the same thing that we're trying to talk about today, where having that mentality for so long of put your arms around your business and squeeze it and be protective of it and like worry about the wolves at the gates. You can't do that anymore. You just can't, because it makes you look insecure and makes you look terrible, which is why I tell my agents on the phone, right? Like the worst time to ever make phone calls is when you're broke, because people can smell it on you, smell it on you a mile away. It's like every time I buy a car, I love to go to a car dealership. If I don't know what, I probably don't go to car dealerships anymore like this, but when I would walk in and I would look for the sales board, which is always predominantly somewhere around the sales manager's office. And it's got a bunch of lines and a bunch of X's on it. And I'm like, who's got the least? I go on the last day of the month. Who's got the least number of lines? Where's
Roma?
Brad. I want to talk to Brad, because you know what? Brad just comes around the corner reeking of desperation, thinking he's going to get fired, and he has to make a sale. So if you're one of those people that's clinging to your business,
the most Machiavellian shit of all time, by the way. It's wonderful.
But it is. Beautiful. I knew I was going to get a good deal from Brad because Brad had to make a sale. But if you're still running your real estate business like that, where you're so insecure about it, It's crazy. And the reason this all comes up, and we're going to bring in Chakits Krulsawats, who's one of our big agents here at Simply Vegas, been around for a long time. And Chakits has worked incredibly hard to build a massive YouTube following. I mean, monster. The guy, it's like everybody in real estate is doing it wrong compared to what this guy's doing, because we all spend 5 figures a month at least to generate leads to turn into deals. Chakits through YouTube is making north of 5 figures a month, watching his videos get paid, and he's generating leads from them. So he's kind of flipped that completely on its script. But, what we're seeing is we're seeing a lot of agents doing collaborations now where they're like, okay, this guy's got a big social media following either on Instagram or on YouTube or whatever it is. And they're seeing the value of letting go, of clinging to their business, like with their claws, just out of desperation, and being able to bring somebody else in that does the same thing they do and say, hey, look, man, have at it. I know I know you're not going to take my business, but together we can work together to kind of try to get each other some exposure.
Sure.
Well, it's like, Barstool was a really good example of bringing other people in, collabing to get themselves bigger, right? Like he'd sit there and say, podcast, I laughed at that, but then I brought people in, started working together. That division took off. TikTok, the more exposure you get is just a win-win, right? Yeah. Like it's just, if you're on my Instagram or vice versa, that's a win, right? Same with you. It's the more people you're in front of is a win-win. And if you're good at what you do, you don't have to worry about your people leaving you.
That's true other than juries.
Other than juries, that's true. No,
the more people you sit in front of is, juries.
That's not it. But here's the problem. Like even me sometimes, like I find my instant gut reaction is to try to keep things in-house vertical, right? It's my instant quick reaction, but then I have to catch myself. It happened today. One of our agents came to me and said, hey, and this is a guy who's doing very well and does some speaking stuff, and said, hey, I'm doing an event with this person, and this person owns another brokerage here in town. And he goes, we did it before. It was really good. But of course we're doing it and we want to make it fun and we want to bring people in, and I want you to speak at it. Yeah. Right. Now, my instant reaction to that statement was, well, why are we doing it with this guy? Why don't we just do it in-house and just do it ourselves, and then we can do this, and then we can control the whole thing? And then immediately I was like, well, wait a second, because this dude has a whole nother audience that I don't have.
Right.
And I'm confident enough in my ability to walk up on that stage and make our company look like $1 million. So so again, at every level, I think your instant reaction is to play a little bit of defense with that.
Absolutely.
But if you stop for a second and think it through, the answer to this stuff should be yes. And the more of these type of collaborations you can do within people within your industry, the better off you're going to be. If you want to go fast, go by yourself. If you want to go far, go with others.
That's that whole thing about how in Chinese the word crisis and opportunity are the same word.
Well, I think that's every politician is pitching that. Never let a good crisis go to waste.
Well, no, but like crisis and opportunity are the same word.
Oh, are they?
Literally, it's the same word. It means crisis, means opportunity. Same thing. That was that's an old, like in the Chinese language, it's the same word for crisis and opportunity.
Yeah.
So you have a crisis coming. What's an opportunity coming?
Yeah. I was watching a meme the other day. This is for you, Colt. So
somebody who speaks Mandarin, please correct me.
I'm talking about same words. I saw somebody was talking Spanish. They said, "What is the Spanish word for marriage? What is it?
Chains or
what was that?
What's the Spanish word for marriage?
Wedding would be boda, but it's not marriage.
But it's the same as handcuffs, I think, right? It's the same as handcuffs.
Yeah.
So basically, you're trying to handcuff me and kill me.
There's like 3 things that meant that same thing, and it's.
But those are slang terms,
right?
I think they were slang terms.
Yeah, well,
weren't they slangy terms?
I mean, there's so many slangs in the Spanish language, but like you said, that you are going to have your first instinct to be like, no, why would we do this? But maybe you're not going there and you don't get anything from the real estate side.
Yeah.
But maybe somebody hears you speak and all of a sudden, oh, he owns a title company. I like him, or a mortgage, or you never know where opportunity comes. Like the weirdest stuff, somebody might get injured and say, do you know what? I need help. That's the broker I'm sending stuff to.
Yeah, I live my entire life based on trying to have as many people know what I do as I can.
Yeah.
Right. Everybody's a potential client at some point.
Always.
And even when I don't do what you need, right? I had a guy today, I was on the phone for a med mal case. I don't do medical malpractice. But I'm like, I can get you in front of a couple people that do.
Yeah.
Because I want to connect people. Even if I can't have the business, it's never a waste of my time for me to put people in the right place.
Well, I think too is it's the mentality that it doesn't have to be a zero-sum game.
Right.
Somebody else does not have to lose for you to win. And again, in real estate, so many people operate that way.
Other than in 3-on-3 basketball.
Yes, other than your 3-on-3 basketball.
Somebody definitely had to lose.
Yeah, somebody definitely had to lose in that one to make it work, I guess. Anybody that like went up against you from the midsection is just going to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just going to lose.
Yep.
No, every time, because
other than the ladies.
okay.
Other than the ladies.
No, but I look at you and I think about my buddy Rick Wells years ago who played football at the University of Florida, and the coach gave him a scholarship to play at the University of Florida based strictly on the size of his ass. That's what he said, and that's what he told me. He said, "Dude, those hips, yeah." You
I'm like Shakira, baby. His hips don't lie.
They don't lie.
Do you think she's going to jail?
I kind of don't care. I don't know. I don't know really what she did, right? No, the Spanish government's after her for back taxes. Yeah. That's how they got Capone.
Yeah.
Governments don't mess around.
Shakira and Capone, I can see them being in the same class together.
It's like the state bar. You can murder a prostitute, but did you touch client funds?
The thoughts and feelings of
No, but I'm saying
we do not condone the murder of prostitutes.
You can do all these things, right? Because your criminal behavior doesn't mean you're any less of an advocate. Right. Yeah. Or these things, like they won't necessarily go after you because that's between you and, the law or whatever. It doesn't necessarily prevent your license from being adjusted. The minute you touch a client's funds, it is World War III.
Oh, you're done.
So
because that is now a direct implication on your ability to be an advocate.
Yeah.
So I saw maybe a Family Guy clip or something. Now, how would this really stand up in court? Guy hires a prostitute. They come in. Got you for prostitution. He's like, no, I'm filming it.
I'm filming it, yeah.
Porn.
Yeah.
Well, okay, here's what happens.
Oh, you are? Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Before you make adult films, right, you are supposed to have like sheets of information. It's some United States code that you're supposed to keep on file if you're a film producer for adult films. So that they're over the age of 18, that there was consent, like whatever. Different states have different rules and laws. I know that because California started to introduce a condom thing. Right. And so a lot of production moved here and a lot of production has moved to other places where the laws for the state specifically are different. But there is a United States code, a federal law, I believe, about the production of adult content.
Have you been injured on a porn set?
Yeah.
Where you should pay for it. Call Chris Connell. He's hard for you.
Wow.
Is that too much? We're trying to go.
I was going to, he'll go hard for you. It's a little different than he is hard.
He'll go hard for you. Yeah.
I don't think there's a weight on that one.
Probably aggressive.
A little aggressive, yeah. But
a little aggressive.
I don't know. We'll see how it tests.
We'll see how it tests out. So joining us in the studio right now to talk about what the topic today, which of course is the changing real estate landscape, Colt. It's as real estate changes and we go forward. It was like forever, dude. You'd walk into somebody's. This ever happened to you, man? Like you walk into somebody's office and like they would put their hands over the computer screen, like, "Oh, hey, what's up, man?" Yeah. Like
or they locked their doors.
Yeah, like oh, God forbid I see your stupid ad. You're going to run in the real estate book. God forbid I see that thing's going to knock down business. But the business has changed. Social media is changing the business, and slowly, what we're seeing, man, is the people. They say if you want to go fast, go by yourself. But if you want to go far, you go with others. And the people that are working with other agents in a selfless type manner are able to expand their reach in a way that makes a lot of sense. And today we wanted to bring in one of our aces from Simply Vegas, probably one of the guys with one of the biggest megaphones we got here. And that's my man, Chakits. What's up, Chuck?
Nothing much, but I do appreciate you guys having me on this show today.
Yeah, no, I love that. And this is, again, indicative of kind of what we're talking about, right? So Chakits has a big social media following. I'll let him tell you what it is. So talk about your followers, talk about where you're at on your different channels and what you got.
Okay, so right now we actually have two channels. One channel is about 240,000 followers. The second channel is about 9,000 followers at this time. We have over about almost like a billion views.
This is on YouTube.
Yeah, just on YouTube. So we generate probably anywhere from about 350 to about 500 leads every single month
from that.
Just from that alone.
So that just tells you all the schmucks like us that are paying for leads through all the other services. And then you got Chakits just making videos. And it's funny. I say just making videos, but Chakits has been with us for a long time.
Yeah.
I've seen him. How many? It's been what, like 6 years now you've been doing this?
Well, the YouTube thing has probably been about 3 years, but
has it only been that long?
Yeah, I think it's been about like 3 years, going on 4 years now.
Right. So dude, it is, and trust me, I see it, man. It is a full-time siege for him. It has been a labor of love, full dedication to what you're doing to build to that point. It's not like you can just start making videos and hope you're going to have that type of results you've had. You've got to be consistent with it when you don't see the results coming and you don't see something happening. You've still got to stay consistent, which you have. Yeah. Which is awesome. So, you've been doing real estate now. You've been with me here for 10 years.
Since the beginning.
No, 12. Chakits was agent number uno at this office. He was the first one to.
I remember. Yeah. When this whole office was completely open and you were sitting on the corner and I was sitting on one side, we could literally see each other and there was wires like all over the place. I'm talking about on the floor. Yeah. And that's how we started this office. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was nuts. So you've been around since, back in the day when we talked about covering computers and doing those things and people being very, very to themselves and all about me in this business. So through your social media presence, and you've got a very loud megaphone here in town, when did you start to see maybe a shift happening where other people reaching out to you and wanting to do collaborations?
I think it really started maybe about like 6 months ago. And a lot of agents nowadays, they're starting to get it because they start to realize, especially with these luxury agents, they like to hold on to stuff, but never sell the stuff, right? Because they want to hold on to it. But, I started doing one or two and they started realizing like, wait, this guy's actually bringing me business. Like I'm working with this guy right now, Michael, with Trust Real Estate, Michael Johnson. He's also a builder. So, I put him on the platform and he's doing custom homes for clients and people are calling him directly because he's a builder. He's starting to see the value in that. In exchange, I'm getting the value by plugging his stuff on my social media site because that's what people want to see. So it's really a win-win situation across the board. I mean, we all can make money, right? We let's not be greedy here. It's you got to share the wealth.
Well, this is what I also think about it. I think that people give their audiences, like if you have an audience through Instagram or Facebook or whatever it is, and you should be connected to all of your sphere through social media. But I think you're giving yourself too much credit that literally everything you ever post that people are going to stop and scrutinize every bit of it. Like, wait a second, is this Chakits' listing or is this somebody else's listing? Like, what are we really doing here? I don't think they do that. No. So I think the benefit in these collabs is if you can film something, maybe it's your listing and the other person has a bigger reach and you can get it out there to more folks, to more people, more eyeballs, more stuff. But if you are somebody that's helping somebody else, like for you, nobody's scrutinizing necessarily to say like, is that Chakits' listing? They're just seeing a luxury listing come through your social media. That's what they're seeing. So it's beneficial to all because this is what I can tell you. People that are already connected to you through social. Yeah. Are you going to lose any of those people to anybody else you feature on your channel?
No, not at all. And especially the way that social media works now, it's all about branding. It's not marketing. There's two different things between branding and marketing. So marketing is just time that you're spending to share the information, sharing what you're selling. But branding is really real estate market share. And what I mean by that is when people see you on a consistent daily basis, when it comes to real estate, this is what market share is. This is my go-to guy. I don't care if my clients decide to contact somebody else. It doesn't matter because we have so much content being pumped out. There's enough money to come in. You're not going to get everybody, and that's okay.
Yeah. Well, I see, again, I agree. You're not going to get your fringe players that are following you.
Yes.
But your core network of people that follow you, that you're connected to, you're not going to lose them to another agent because you said something nice about a listing that you're at with them. It's not going to do that. It just kind of goes to forever, man. It's been this super scarcity mentality.
Yes.
And here's what's funny. It seems like the higher up the food chain you go, with some of these agents, the more expensive homes they sell, the more they cling to it and the more it's me, 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 me.
That is correct. However, things are starting to change now.
I agree.
And a lot of these luxury agents are starting to see that.
Yep.
Because if you can tap into somebody that has 250,000 of followers and you can tap into their network, that could literally change the game for you.
Oh, I agree. And one of the things that like we're trying to do here at Simply Vegas, and we're going to start doing, you'll be the first one to hear about this. You talked about this. So, Chakits came to me and said, man, we need more collabs within the company because I'm doing more than I am. So what I want to start doing as a benefit to our Simply Vegas clients that list really expensive homes, because we sell a bunch of them, is saying like, look, not only are we going to have this brokers open where we bring in, the standard thing that everybody does, but let's also have an influencer open where we bring people in that have good social media followings, and we do these collabs on our listings, and we utilize the power of our brand within Simply Vegas and the agents we have here to help each other.
And that's big because at the end of the day, what's going to happen, it's going to grow us as a company.
Yep.
And also, if you have that $1 million listing, why not expose it to everybody? Try to get out there as much as possible. Not only that, how it benefits you. If you have a platform, somebody may say, you know what? I like this guy. I want to start following this guy. And it starts from there.
Well, I also think that, it's a benefit to the sellers in the listing package. If you can say like, look, this is what everybody else is just doing, like a broker's, we're actually going to have these influencers come through that feature this, and we're going to blast this thing out over all channels. And I think that shows you that you're coming from a place of abundance and not a thinking of scarcity.
I would have to agree with that.
So to all the agents out there, right? Let's give some basic YouTube advice real quick, because there's a lot of agents that are listening to this. They're like, oh yeah, it's easy for this guy to say he's got 250,000. If I'm starting YouTube tomorrow, if I'm starting out, like how do I get to a place where Chakits would want to do a collab with me? So I got to start day one. What am I doing?
So here's the thing. If you guys want to do a collaboration, right? Give me a call. Let's figure out the type of collaboration first. Just because you have $1 million listing, it doesn't mean you're going to get a bunch of views. We have to show some sort of value, right? At the end of the day, my goal is to pitch not only your product, but your brand. And this is how we actually work together. Also, I do want to do a quick plug real quick. If you guys want to purchase our Realtor Academy program.
Oh, there you go.
We have that, so check that out. So I just want to throw that in there.
How do they find? You got to plug it. You got to tell them how they find it.
So how to find it? All you got to do is go to our Instagram, right? In the bio, click on that link, right? For all our agents here at Simply Vegas, it's only $195, and this is what I guarantee. Okay?
Oh, there's a guarantee.
There's a guarantee.
Guarantee. 30 day, right? 30 days. If you don't follow the program, you get your money back. Wait. Right? Here's the thing. You got to follow the program.
See, I would say you got to follow the program, and if it doesn't work, you get your money back. If you don't follow it, that's on you.
That's true. Okay, you got to follow the program. If you don't get calls, right, I give your money back. That's how guaranteed it is. We have over 10 hours of content, but we're constantly increasing more and more value.
What's your Instagram?
Instagram, Chakits Krulsawats.
Spell that. That's not
Chakits. You should have this in the link in the bio.
Yeah, there you go.
there you go. No, but one thing that he does, and he takes your quote unquote competitors, right? Like that people would think is a competitor. You've always got them. Like you had John Nelson on. You've had Jeremy. You've had all these people, and you've never lost business from that.
No, because here's the thing. I'm trailblazing this thing. It doesn't matter. Look, we got enough business to come in. At the end of the day, there's 7 billion people on planet Earth. I'm not going to sell everybody. I just want to do business with people that want to do business with me, that trust me and like me. At the end of the day, once you have those type of buyers, it's unlimited. Unbelievable.
No, I agree. So again, sign up for the Chakits course. Do that and get started. Because I'm telling you guys, if you're not rented out, you got to do this. And if you are not utilizing these platforms and utilizing other people that have big reach and inviting them into your high listings, you're doing not just yourself a disservice, but you're doing your sellers a disservice. Because our job is to get these properties exposed as much as we can.
And it doesn't only have to be me. It could be anybody, right, that has a social media influence. They could have 7,000 followers versus 30,000. That doesn't matter. Don't worry about the followers, right? Worry about the type of content that you're going to be providing out there, right? And the partnership that you're going to have with that other collaborator. That's the most important thing.
Well, I would say, so let's talk about collabs though, straight up collaborations. I think for me, some stuff that's important if I'm going to do a collaboration with somebody is it's important that I also get a copy of the footage, that we both get copies of the footage.
Oh yeah, for sure. You should get the copy of the footage because at the end of the day, you should be taking that over to your editor and they should be chopping this up for micro content that you could be using. Also, another thing that I do want to mention, when you do something like this, when we partner with other collaborators, we actually tag them on every single post, right? Because you could do this on Instagram where you guys are collaborating together. Because what happens is when you have one person that has 10,000, another one has 20,000, by partnering up, you're going to get more eyeballs and more views on that property.
Well, I would also say, and something we started doing here at Simply Vegas is within our Simply Vegas social channels, I've made sure that everything is getting posted as a reel because it's easy to share that as a story for anybody that works at the company. So for all of our agents that are like, oh man, I don't have a lot going on. Hey, here's a just listed $3.5 million house. Now it is tagged with the agent. It's very clearly printed which one of our agents did it. But dude, if you got nothing else to post that. It takes 1 second, 1 click to get it. That in itself is a collaboration because you're helping expose that other property, but you're also, people in your network are seeing, oh, this person does real estate. It's better than being, in front of the camera going, hey, if you just know anybody that's looking to buy or sell, I'd really love to have them call me. That'd be great. It'd be wonderful. Do that for me. Great. You don't want to do that.
But John, wait, there's more.
There's more.
If you sign up for Chakits' class, the next 5 minutes.
Oh boy. The next 5 minutes. What is it?
Connel Law will take care of one of your traffic tickets for free.
Wow. Look at that. Boom. See, that's the kind of collab
bad boy collabo.
Right there.
Right. Busta Rhymes and Flip Mode had a collabo with Puff Daddy that I still think about. And I'm like, how do I be the P. Diddy to this? Busta Rhymes.
It.
And that's what that is right there.
He's never offered.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You're the man.
Listen. It's hard enough to get him to pick up a check, let alone somebody else's tickets. So there you go. It's one of those things. Just kidding. Connell, that is a very strong offer.
5 minutes, the next 5 minutes.
Yeah. And how do they find you, Connell?
But wait, there's more. No.
No. And how do they find you?
ConnelLaw.com.
ConnelLaw.com. That's
702 Connell. It's pretty simple.
Colt, you going to throw a roof in?
No.
There's no roof.
There's more.
You're not getting a roof. That's it.
Sorry, guys.
Well, hopefully my dream is that agents start to become a little less grippy on their own business and have a little more foresight into seeing the future of collaborations and understanding the value of working with other people that have great reach. And I think as long as I got agents like you hanging around here, Chakits, that are pushing that out here and driving that, man, I will drive it with you, and man, we can change the business.
Well, I just want to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to come on this show.
You bet, man. You bet. Even though you've never had me on your show, that's fun.
Wow.
We'll go from there.
You know what? Now we got to throw him on the show.
Now you got.
Now we got to throw him on the show.
Now you got to do it. And remember, guys, that's it for today. And if you're gonna move, remember, move forward. Hey, it's John Gafford. If you want to catch up more and see what we're doing, you can always go to thejohngafford.com, where we'll share any links things we talked about on the show, as well as links to the YouTube where you can watch us live. And if you want to catch up with me on Instagram, you can always follow me at thejohngafford. I'm here. Give me a shout.